Steele, and I'm here at Save On Foods at Lougheed in Madison to talk to you about cabbage. Our Fraser Valley grows at least 4 different kinds of cabbages, and I wanted to talk to you about some of those BC Fresh products. This Taiwanese cabbage, how beautiful is that? It is huge, just about 12 inches in diameter, and it has a very delicate taste, and it's actually a very tender leaf. It's not the same as some of your green cabbages. I love this in a stir fry, but it's also delicious in a salad. We also have the red cabbage, which I think is purple, but this one's red. It's called the red cabbage. We have the green cabbage right here. Oops, just injured that leaf there. The green cabbage, and this gorgeous Savoy cabbage. And this has that wonderful crinkly type leaf, which is seen a lot in Asian recipes, but I love it in my stir fries as well. And you can add it into soups or into your salad if you want. You can easily cook cabbage by braising it, so you cut it into maybe quarters first and keep that core there attached when you're cutting it. That way it holds all the leaves together, so it's easier to slice into pieces or grate on your grater. And then once you've got it into the quarters, you can slice it up. And then I would braise it, which is putting just a small amount of liquid in the bottom of the pot. Some people like to boil their cabbage. I like to use less liquid and maybe add some apple juice or an apple cider or even some white wine. And it'll add some flavor to it. You can even use chicken stock if you want. And then cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes if it's shredded, and then serve it right away, because if you wait too long, it starts to lose some of the nutrients and it also gets a little bit slimy. One of the other ways to cook this is to stir fry it, and then you can also add it to stews and to soups. Of course, we've heard about the cabbage soup diet, and the reason the cabbage soup diet was so popular is actually you get quite full from eating a cabbage, a whole cabbage. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of variety in your cabbage soup diet, so I wouldn't recommend that. But a cabbage is very low in calories. In fact, 1 cup of shredded cabbage only has 20 calories. There's not a lot of foods that you can eat that much of and only get 20 calories, except perhaps a glass of water, which gives you none. So adding that cabbage, 1 cup will also give you about 70% of your daily vitamin C intake. So it's actually really high in vitamin C. 2 grams of fiber in that cup, and you're also going to get a particular compound called indole. And indoles are actually they're a phytonutrient that are in our cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cabbage and kale and bok choy, broccoli. And these indoles are actually known to reduce the risk of certain types of cancers. So adding cabbage to your diet can actually be a significant health benefit. When you're buying a cabbage, make sure it's got lots of bright color. This is the difference between an old Savoy cabbage and a new Savoy cabbage. So you really want to make sure that you're finding one that has the nice crinkly leaves and bright color, not yellowish. And don't take off these outer leaves until you're about to cook it. So I wouldn't buy this one, but even so, the outer leaves on these cabbages are keeping in some of the moisture. And the more leaves you take off, the more moisture you're losing. If you see cabbages that are cut in half or cut in quarters and sitting on the shelf, I would recommend that you actually buy the whole cabbage, and then when you get it home and you're about to use only half of it, then cover up the half that has been cut with saran wrap so that you can reduce moisture loss, and also it will reduce the vitamin C loss from that particular food. Try not to store your cabbage beside ethylene producing vegetables and fruit, because it will cause some damage to those. So that would be things like pears and apples, bananas. They all produce ethylene, which is not a good idea. So keep those vegetables separate from your fruits and your crisper. Keep the cabbage cold, and try and include some on a regular basis in your diet, because it's very inexpensive. So I hope you will try some of these cabbages. This Taiwanese one looks beautiful. I'm going to buy this today and add this to some of my stir fries.